the brackets. The test will come off too.
Fantastic. Just playing some eyes up hockey as he sees a fantastic from a guy who has played fantastically well all tournament. Hello and welcome to the 2022 New Zealand Heritage Hockey Tournament, coming to you live from the beautiful Colmar Sports Centre in Papatoetoe, Auckland. I am Brad Pittman and will be with you for all the action over what is going to be a very exciting weekend of hockey here, Easter weekend in New Zealand. For those of you just joining us today, we are in day 2 of the Heritage Hockey Tournament. In yesterday's men's games, both games went to a penalty shootout in exciting fashion, with the New Zealand Indians and New Zealand Pasifika both picking up shootout wins. It's the first men's game of day 2 here between New Zealand Pasifika and the Heritage Barbarians, and with such close games yesterday, any team that can get away with a win in regulation time today will set themselves up eyeing Monday's final. The game will be high quality and extremely fast out here today, with both teams possessing an ability to go forward at speed when the opportunity presents itself. There are a couple of key matchups to highlight, starting with the battle of the goalkeepers. Callum Grassick in goal for the Pasifika men and Ruan Bezadenhout in goal for the Heritage Barbarians. Both players that have played age group rep hockey, have played NHL and play at a Prem level in their competitions, and both of them very good technical goalkeepers who will look to lead from the back. The other matchup, of course, is the penalty corner matchup, and both of these teams were executing well at penalty corners yesterday. Luke Aldred for the Pasifika team hit the post twice and scored one from penalty corner as well as a field goal, and Dylan Muggleston for the Heritage Barbarians scored 3 goals for his side from the penalty corner bracket yesterday. Now, I'm joined in commentary today by Suresh Wallab, the President of the New Zealand Indian Sports Association and Committee Member for New Zealand Heritage Hockey. Welcome, Suresh. It's awesome to have you here.
Good afternoon, Brad. How are you today?
Yeah, good. How's the tournament been going so far from Heritage Hockey's perspective?
I think it's been awesome, eh? Like we, obviously a lot of hard work goes into planning something like this, and it's just great to see the turnout. Like, yesterday, obviously, with the Pōwhiri, etc., it was just a great start. A shame we couldn't do that this last year, but I think it was a great start to the tournament, and all teams getting involved. I'm especially proud of my boys for all turning up as well. It was great to see a good representation from the Indians there, and it's a great experience for a lot of those young guys who have never been part of that sort of thing before. So no, it's been good, and in terms of organisation, it's been great. The support from NZ Hockey, and obviously this live streaming and the support we're getting from local Gecko has been brilliant, which you've been able to see, and it reflects on the field, Yeah,
absolutely. It's a full package we get to put together here. As we see the teams come out, it'll be the Pasifika men in the white and grey and the Heritage Barbarians in black. As we look at the lineups here, there's strong players across the park for both sides, but it's in the Pasifika men's side. I want to highlight the young Midlands trio of Luke Aldred, Tai Wihare and Jacob Suchun, who have played a whole lot of hockey together through Hamilton Boys High School, Waikato and Midlands, and both Aldred and Suchun will be playing in the upcoming Hockey New Zealand North vs South series in Hamilton. The Pasifika men are coached by Brett Lever, who's been instrumental in putting together Pasifika Hockey and New Zealand Heritage Hockey, so they'll be well coached. They played well yesterday and earned themselves a shootout win, and they'll be going up against the Heritage Barbarians now. As we look at their team list, a couple of changes for today's game. I mentioned Ruan Bezadenhout, who will be in goal, but they lose the exploits of Matt Rees-Gibbs out of the back, who was very good for the side yesterday. They will need to lean on the likes of Dylan Muggleston, who was influential in the midfield and at their penalty corner bracket, as well as Will Lacey and Charles Cleal, who I thought were good for their side in yesterday's game. Both of these teams, like I said, went to shootouts yesterday. It was tough hockey, it was tense hockey, and both teams showed that from the penalty corner bracket they are very, very good. So look for that exploit in today's game. We will start with the Heritage Barbarians in black and the Pasifika in white. The match today is umpired by Dan Burt and David Oakley. Suresh, you would have seen both of these teams play yesterday. What are you looking forward to most in this matchup?
I think, especially with the Pasifika boys, just the way they carry the ball and the strength on the ball. And I think today, from both teams, we will be seeing a lot more the combination stick. First game yesterday for a lot of the teams, and even introductions for some of the teams. So I think today we're going to see, that 50-50 ball that's going to stick. So I think a lot more slick passing, and just the combinations coming together. I think that's what we're going to look forward to, because second day of the tournament, and we always expect that.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams will be looking to improve in their execution. I think both these sides probably got away with having a pretty good penalty corner bracket, which kept them in or ahead in their games yesterday. But like you mentioned, the improvement on execution and the way the passing comes together and the players come together, they'd look to improve a little bit in today's match. Now, as we look out to the Pasifika side, they will be without Aidan Fraser, who picked up a bit of a stinger in yesterday's game, and he's also going to feature in that North-South game next week. So he's been on rested duties as Jake Suchun comes into the side. Jake didn't play the game yesterday, and this is Jan Peterson for Pasifika coming forward. This is Suchun on the ball, linking up there with Peter Falstead for the Pasifika side. You can see the intent early, Suresh. They want to come forward, and they want to come forward fast.
Yeah, straight away, like you can see them going down that left flank there, and then just finding their way around the field. I think that's what they'll be doing for the first couple of minutes probably, but to see a turnover. But
unfortunately, Jake Suchun there just overrun the intercept. So it will be the Heritage Barbarians. This is Dylan Muggleston on the ball. He is their penalty corner flicker, and that only gets down as far as Julius Tullival for Pasifika. And he's got numbers going forward if he can find them. And that is Kailea and Wihari just not quite able to link up together for Pasifika, but early signs are both teams want to try and attack and go forward at pace.
And I think you can see that Pacific flair coming in straight away. They want to move the ball, they want to move it quick, open up their wings, so just use that speed down their flanks.
Yeah, this is Luke Aldred at the back for Pasifika. He scored 2 goals yesterday in their game, one off the penalty corner and a very nicely finished field goal over the head of Halikopa in goal for the Māoris yesterday. And this is Tai Wihari trying to receive the ball in the circle, unable to bring it under control. So Heritage Barbarians will come forward, and coming forward quickly, which was something that we mentioned yesterday that they needed to do a little better rather than let the opposition press get set up. So some obvious adjustments made there for the Barbarian side, coached again by Clive Daniels today, and he'll want to make sure that they continue improving as the tournament goes on. It's Peter Falstead coming out of trouble for Pasifika, linking up with Stu Pitu. A little small game there, and they earn themselves the free hit. So Xander Fraser on the ball there. He was good yesterday for the Pasifika men. Plays a pivot role in the midfield for their side. Julius Tullival just getting over the stick of Lloyd McLaughlin. He's got some pace coming forward with the ball, does Tullival. 3 Barbarians players around him, and he earns the free hit.
Got some good pace for a big fella, hasn't he? Just strong runner of the ball.
Yeah, he was really good in last year's tournament. One that we noticed for the Pasifika men's side is Tullival. And that's a touch pass through to Kailea there. So Jan Peterson on the ball here for the Pasifika men. He's trying to eye up Scanlon for the Pasifika men. That is Will Lacey just clearing, but only makes it as far as the 25-yard line. This is Kailea coming forward on the ball. He scored a goal yesterday for the Pasifika men as well. Did Adam Kailea. So first little bit of momentum here for the Pasifika men's side. Earn themselves a couple of free hits and territory at the right end of the field. Xander Fraser comes forward with the ball through Stu Pitu. Looking for Jan Peterson in the circle, and it falls to Kailea just inside the circle.
It's just raised a bit there. It's a bit dangerous.
Relieving free hit there. It's judged to have come up dangerously off the stick of a Pasifika men's player. And just an obstruction call there. Peter Falstead looked like he got caught on the wrong side of the defender, and Daniel Scanlon taking advantage of that. So the Heritage Barbarians will come out. It's Vinny O'Connor there on the right side.
Bit of a lazy challenge there.
Yeah, I think once Adam Kailea starts running in on a line, he takes a bit of stopping. So, but Barbarians come forward here, and this is Lloyd McLaughlin on the ball. Fantastic work there by Talavau, and exit through Peter Falstead. Pasifika men coming forward. They've got ball with Tai Wihare. Vinny O'Connor asking for the free hit there, but it's gone the other way. Pasifika men happy to transfer the ball around the back through Aldred and through Talavau. Find Jake Suchun here. He's an exciting player when he gets his head up. Spots Peterson. Little execution, but let him down there as a fantastic option if he could have linked up with Wihare in the circle.
Yeah, finally the Pasifika team seem to be getting in that circle quite easily, to like getting those shots, or like just free.
This is Jan Peterson. And he just misses on the near side. He'll be disappointed in that, will Jan. You can see the, unfortunately, the hole left by Matt Rees-Gibbs, who was playing at the back yesterday for the Heritage Barbarians. Just in terms of shoring up that little defence there, and when the Pasifika men put a press on with someone like Jan Peterson, they go pretty well. And this is Vinny O'Connor. She gets the entry, but Luke Aldred tips the ball out, and Pratik Dunbar can't pull the ball in on the baseline, so relieving free hit for Pasifika. It is Kailea there, unable to get it too much further for Dan Muggleston. This is Thomas Char at the back. He captains the side today in the absence of Matt Rees-Gibbs at the back. See the Pasifika men's team just opting to fall away from the full court press, try and close up that midfield a little bit. There's numbers around the ball here, and force errors like this one, and now they'll press up. And they will win the free hit, and this is Suchun again coming forward. He's looking for players in motion going forward, and it's Jan Peterson he finds. Jan just unable to link up with Peter Falstead there in front of goal. It's a great baseline drive by Jan Peterson. Peter Falstead on the far side of the circle. That's a fast start here. Suresh is certainly the Pasifika men's side having the push of the game so far.
Yeah, putting a lot of pressure on that circle, aren't they? And just keeping that pressure inside the halfway, aren't they? That's not letting the Barbars get out too much, are they? They're just.
Yep. This is Jake Suchun here. Just trying to keep the ball under control. He'll look for a penalty corner. Ball will fall to Tai Wihare, but exit there by the Barbarians only as far as Dan Scanlon. Touched over the back line there by Regan Jurjevic.
Yeah, I think they want to start making something out of their shots, getting it on target. Just traps aren't on just yet, but I think
Pasifika team happy just transferring the ball around the back. That's a nice little inlet there by Talavau, but not able to link up with Scanlon. That's Jonathan Moonlath up there. He's done well, putting some pressure on Talavau, and they'll win the exit free hit. Well picked up there by Xander Fraser. He's asking a teammate to lead for him, but unable to link up there with Adrian Smith or with Adam Kailea. This is the first men's game of the day. It's game 3 of day 2 here at New Zealand Heritage Hockey Tournament. Scores still level at 0-0 as we're midway through the first quarter of action here. The Heritage Barbarians in the black strip and the New Zealand Pasifika men in the white and grey. New Zealand Pasifika have had the run of the first quarter here so far, and they're building pressure. They're just unable to get that final shot goalward or touch in the back of the net, but it's fast-paced so far. Exactly what we expected.
They seem to be holding back a bit, haven't they, Brad? Just playing a bit more defensively by the looks of it, compared to yesterday where they were quite fast up front. You know, a lot of interchanges and a lot of the pass rate was quite high yesterday.
Yeah, you can see there the Heritage Barbarians just wanting to get numbers packed around the midfield to shut down the likes of Peter Felsted and Xander Fraser and Jake Suchun in the midfield for Pasifika. Probably a smart idea in the early stages of this game. Here is a nice overlap through Talavau. He's got Javan Jones outside him there on the ball. It is Javan with his eyes up. Finds Sam Hewitt in a fantastic spot in front of the goal, but just couldn't get his feet in the right position to put that one goalward. And it was well covered there in goal by Ruan Bezadenhout. It's an excellent ball in there by Javan Jones for the Pasifika men's side. This is Toby Platt just trying to work the ball up the sideline, but only as far as Zane Ayuk and Peter Felsted. And this is Ayuk coming forward. He finds Adrian Smith, who's well cleaned up there by Dylan Muggleston. And it will be Timino Anui McPherson that comes away with the ball. He's got a player moving forward, and Charles Cleal, if he can link up. It was very nearly Liam Adams across the front of the goal for the Heritage Barbarians. Fantastic lead there by Charles Cleal. And good eyes up play by Timino Anui McPherson to link up with him, but just unable to find that last pass. But exciting signs there, Suresh. When the Heritage Barbarians do get going forward, they go forward quickly.
Yeah, I think they're just looking for that player on the post, and couldn't see through those trees, Brad, to see if there was a player running down that line. But yeah, they're pretty quick out of the quick on attack, which is great to see these young guys.
Yeah, we're straight down the other end here. Jan Peterson just can't quite link up with Calvin Ratabuli for the Pasifika men. Both these teams have the ability to go from end to end very quickly. They've got good distributors of the ball and quick attackers when they do get it up there. And this is Vinny O'Connor just linking up with Dylan Muggleston. He's got Peter Felsted on his back and not going to get it past Sammy Hewitt, who will look to put a bit of skill on. Toby Platt and Dylan Muggleston do well there for the Barbarians. This is Muggleston, who earned Game 1 Player of the Day for the tournament yesterday after his efforts in yesterday's match. This is Xander Fraser. We'll try and pull things under control and work with Peter Felsted here down the left for Pasifika. He's got Fraser again in the middle if he can find him. He does well. This is Javan Jones. Javan Jones again puts it in a really good spot there for Sam Hewitt, and it's those little ones there, Suresh, which teams and coaches would be loved to put away early in the game. But
yeah, I think just got to get your body around a bit, hey, and got to make a lot more of those opportunities because he's giving it to you there.
Yeah, it's two really good decisions from Javan Jones, a young player here for the Pasifika men's side. He's playing really well. So Luke Aldred looks to find. That is Javan Jones again on the ball. He's got Tian Byes on his back. And not the cleanest, but it will work and it will get themselves out. This is Dylan Muggleston on the ball. Linking up there, fantastic turn there by Will Lacey. Yeah. And he does have Charles Cleal again going forward, but just can't rope that one in down the left-hand side. So look for Charles Cleal. I mentioned him a little earlier in the call about his ability to go forward at pace. He was open again there out on the left attacking area. Zane Ayuk with Stu Pitu at the back. We would have loved to see the match-up between Stu Pitu and Matt Rees-Gibbs today, but it won't be here as Tian Byes comes forward with the ball for the Barbarians, and they'll earn themselves a free hit through Dylan Muggleston. Tries to get on the outside of Jan Peterson, but that's easier said than done. And Sammy Hewitt plays the ball forward. He's got Calvin Ratabuli in space. Javan Jones on the ball here. Heritage Barbarians do have good numbers back, but Sammy Hewitt just gets a little tangled up there with Dan Scanlon for Pasifika. And it will be Toby Platt with ball out of the back for Heritage Barbarians. High press here by the Pasifika men's team. Sees Vinny O'Connor coming forward. Jan Peterson in front of him. Fantastic tackle there by Zane Ayuk. Just a reach around one-hand tackle. Clean on Charles Cleal. This is Luke Aldred into the midfield now. Tidy turn on the ball, and he just can't quite link up with Daniel Scanlon for Pasifika. So we see Pasifika still in this high press here. Suresh, they're really wanting to put pressure in the last couple of minutes on this Heritage Barbarian side. Ayuk there has McLaughlin on his back, and unfortunately turns it over there. That is through Liam Adams for the Heritage Barbarian side. And Sammy Hewitt just having a tough time with this first quarter at the moment. He's been almost there on everything and not quite the touches he would be wanting, but I know Sammy, and he'll improve as the game gets on.
Yep. He's just coming back from injury, isn't he, Brad? He's just I overheard him talking yesterday. There's a bit of an injury there, so he's trying to get himself back into fitness.
Yep. Yeah, it's good to see him out here again. Obviously played many a Māori tournaments and eligible for that side as well, but representing his Cook Islands culture here, as we see a little almost intercept there by Will Lacey for the Heritage Barbarians, but they work out through Luke Aldred playing on the outside, and that's a great pass into Adrian Smith there for Pasifika. Xander Fraser just happy to recycle and find Zane Ayuk up the left side of the field. Little mistrap there by Liam Adams. Just will give the ball back to Pasifika through the long corner. We've just got a minute left in this first quarter. It has been fast and the quarter's gone quickly. No score as of yet. So we're still 0-0 here in the first men's game of the day. There's Pasifika who have had periods of possession here. Yeah, good defensive work there by Toby Platt in the mid-circle for the Heritage Barbarians. Just nice and low, eye on the ball. He's got the opportunity to come forward here through Vinny O'Connor, who turns well past Aldred, but not past Fraser. And Jan Peterson, if he can run it down, will get the ball back from Timonui McPherson and rolls it onto the foot there of the skipper for the Heritage Barbarian team. And with just 20 seconds left in this first quarter, will earn the first penalty corner of the game. And I talked about this earlier in the build-up as we do watch the replay here. Xander Fraser linking up with Jan Peterson. He probably was gutted with the receive, but got it back, and this is just the strength and power of Jan Peterson to roll it onto the foot there as we hear the end of the quarter hooter. We spoke about the penalty corner exploits of both teams, in specific for Pasifika, Luke Aldred, who will be set up off the first bracket. I expect Ruan Bezadenhout in goal for the Heritage Barbarians. Done a fair bit of homework on this in the build-up. Expect it to Luke Aldred. Yep, did go to Luke at first bracket, and well saved there by Ruan. Stretched out save in goal for Heritage Barbarians, but just come out in a dangerous spot there to Zane Ayuk, so they will get a second bite at the apple here, the Pasifika men. It is still end of the quarter, so any second exit of the circle or over the back line will spell the end of the quarter. We've got Aldred at 2, late switch to 1. Variation there for Pasifika, and it's Calvin Ratabuli on the second option there. That puts the ball in over the outstretched arm of Ruan Bezadenhout in goal for the Heritage Barbarian men. It's looked like a breakdown at the top. It didn't come out as quick as it would have liked, but they've worked well there, the Pasifika men, to get a initial shot there through Stu Pitu, and then the secondary shot by Calvin Ratabuli, as we see the replay here. Didn't come out as clean as we would have liked, but Pitu with a good first option, and it's Ratabuli.
It's a good
there.
finish in the end, wasn't it?
Yep, nice and low, getting right on the keeper's pads and puts the ball in over the outstretched Ruan Bezadenhout for the Heritage Barbarian men. So that puts the Pasifika men up 1-0 in the dying stages of the quarter, and we saw that a lot yesterday.
Yes.
Suresh on the hooter, penalty corners,
Yes,
or opportunities at the end of play.
I think there was like in the 3 games that we had shootouts, and was the last minute or last seconds of the game that the the team that was falling behind or someone comes in to draw it, and it just it's just that hard one to swallow when you're hard on defence, and it's you get that PC or something that comes through. So yeah, good work for the Pasifika, because I think they're the ones that have been attacking all this quarter, sorry. Had a few shots on, like balls going across the goal, etc. If they were able to finish it, may have been a different story, because I think there were at least 3 clear shots that they could have had.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see some of the highlights from the first quarter here, you're right, Suresh, it was the Pasifika men that had the run of the first quarter. They had their opportunities going forward, and probably would have been disappointed to not come out of that quarter with anything on the scoreboard. I was really impressed with work from Jan Peterson up front, but also Javan Jones, who had a couple of balls go across the front of the goal to his players on the far post, and this is Jones here with one of his first balls there. Didn't quite link up with Sammy Hewitt, but he's been good on the outside for the Pasifika men. Not without their opportunities, the Heritage Barbarians. We talk about Charles Cleo here, and this is him on the ball, just trying to link up with the outstretched stick of Liam Adams for Heritage Barbarians, and that could have spelled a very different end to this quarter. As we're back with quarter 2 action, it is the Pasifika men with use of the ball. They're up 1-0 through a late penalty corner, second shot to Calvin Ratabuli, and they come forward immediately. Unfortunately, through the mistrap of Jan Peterson, we'll give the ball back to the Heritage Barbarians, and it's Regan Jurovic on the ball. Yeah, a bit of an unnecessary play at the ball there from Tai Wihare, but he'll work hard to make up for it. It's tidy there from Xander Fraser.
That's great skill level, wasn't it?
It's done well there. This is Adam Kailea. He's got Fraser in front of him and Scanlon. That is Fraser. Wihare on the back post. Good patience there from Fraser, but it's not brought under control by Kailea. And that is Caleb Williamson rolling the ball forward there for Muggleston. Muggleston looking for his option up in front of the goal. And that's a fantastically finished goal there by Jonathan Moonlath. We talk about period before the possessions before and after breaks, and both teams there have scored, one right before the break and then Heritage Barbarians straight after, and that's lovely build-up play here. This is Williamson throwing the ball forward to Muggleston, who was fantastic yesterday, and look at the way he changes his angle here just to open up the touch, and a finish there from Moonlath. That's a well-worked goal, and they'll be very pleased with that. Scores back to level, 1-1. After a big period of Pasifika being dominant, like I said, the Heritage Barbarians team just possess this ability to, when they do get the break and go forward, they can go forward very quickly.
Yeah, I think it was that run from number 4 from Mudridge again, who's got the ball. He just opened them up, didn't he, and had that vision to just that reverse down the line. So it just opened that passage up for the striker.
Yeah, Dylan Muggleston, building on yesterday's performance, he was the day one player of the day for the men's tournament, and he's just continuing off from where he was yesterday. Obviously scored 3 goals from the corner, and here is the Heritage Barbarians coming forward again, but well cleaned up there by the Pasifika men through Peter Falstead back there, and Stu Pitu on the ball. Finds Tai Wihare. He doesn't have numbers with him, so he's just going to have to hold the ball up and find Pitu. They play a little two-man game there, but the numbers coming slowly, and here is Peter Falstead for Pasifika. He's got a good bit of skill there, 3D. It's very well done, Peter Falstead. We saw him with that skill yesterday in the game against the Māori men team, working the left baseline with ball up off the ground, and he's done fantastically well there, as we see. This is Falstead on the ball here. does well to keep in possession. You just see him turn the corner here and get the ball up off the ground. And unfortunately, the two Heritage Barbarians players just played the ball into the body. And it will be the Pasifika men with an opportunity to reclaim their one goal advantage that they went into the break with. So Buena Masi to pull the ball out. We do have again Aldred and Kailea up on the brackets. Luke Aldred just opting for the little reverse stick there. Obviously came up too high for a first shot. That's not a flick. David Oakley right on top of that, and perhaps not quite the option they wanted. Or if it was, they would have wanted it to be on the ground.
Yeah, and I think the push-up maybe went out a bit wide to that. Well, do you think that was variation, Brad? Just looked a bit wider than on target to the trapper.
That's Muggleston just forcing the hand a little bit there on the reverse stick pass. We'll give a little relieving free hit to the Pasifika men's side. We're still tied up here 1-1 in the second quarter of the men's game. This is Luke Aldred coming forward with the ball, and he's got Jan Peterson as captain in front of him. Jan just keeping control of the ball there. Finds Wihare. That's Muggleston again, who's done fantastically well at both ends of the field. Just to stop that by Wihare, and Luke Aldred just decides to get in and break up that small game. Pasifika though with a high press, 2 players right on the 5-yard line, and they will get the reward for it with Luke Aldred there. Gets the free hit, and he's got Xander Fraser. And Peter Falstead, we've seen his skills already today. It's a little scrappy here. Somebody just needs to gain possession and make something of it, but it's Buena Masi here for Pasifika men. Linking up with Peterson. I think they'll choose just to recycle, get possession back under control. And it is that transfer through Talaval, Scanlon. If he can find Aldred in the midfield. A little error there, unforced error. This is Pratik Tambor, PT, coming forward with the ball. You can see the intent there. Again, Suresh, when this Heritage Barbarians team get their turnover, they want to make 2 passes and get that ball going forward as quickly as possible.
With the Pasifika, when you see them getting into trouble down on these flanks, they just pull it out, and you've got someone like Jan that can just control things again. And, see he's popped up on the right side there. He was over on the left here a little while ago, but now he's just popped over and just seems to calm the ship.
Well, that was very nearly something exciting. Javan Jones with the smart little trapdoor options just rolled the ball onto the foot of Toby Platt outside the circle, and Tai Wihare wanted to swing at it. Free hit already awarded for the foot. Luke Aldred just allowed to walk in, and unfortunately there for the Pasifika men's side, the whistle did go before it all happened. I think it probably was a double infringement in there. So David Oakley's made the right call, and they will still get the go at the penalty corner here. As we see the way this free hit was taken, Luke Aldred just allowed to walk his way into the circle on the reverse stick.
Had plenty of time to do it, didn't he?
Yeah, double up and off the body there of Toby Platt, so nothing else Dave Oakley could award there than the penalty corner. So Pasifika will have another go at it. Looks like Kailea is off the field, so it will be Adrian Smith to come onto the second bracket. Saw him in warm-ups with a good straight hit off the penalty corner bracket if it goes his way. But we do have Aldred on 1.
Save.
That's a great save by Bezuidenhout in goal for Heritage Barbarian. Pasifika won it quickly. There's a touch in there. It's Aldred again. Aldred making a mess of the paintwork on the goals this weekend. I think that's his 3rd time hitting the post in 2 games. He's working hard in front of the goal there, but Bezuidenhout in good spaces as well, and they've done well there. Vinny O'Connor on the ball coming out for the Heritage Barbarians, and you can see the Pasifika men just happy to fall out to a 60-65 yard press and conserve a little bit of energy on chasing the back, but just consolidate a bit here. They want to target these wing halves as Jan Peterson comes out at Toby Platt. And there's the trap and turnover by Xander Fraser. Tangled up a little bit with Lloyd McLaughlin, but the Pasifika men will come forward out there through Julius Talaval, who's got Javon Jones ahead of him. Probably not the pass Adrian Smith would have wanted that close, but the intent is certainly there for the Pasifika men.
Yeah, they're still searching there for that sharp ball across. I think, like you say, the angle was too much.
There's Vinny O'Connor with Tai Wihari running at him. Toby Platt's got Peter Falstead. Oh, fantastic work there by PT. We saw Jordan Whittleston come forward with the ball there. It's been overturned there for the Heritage Barbarians, just too close inside the 5-yard zone when the free hit was taken. So Pasifika will come forward through. Peter Falstead's got Tai Wihari. Tai Wihari's got Adam Kailera if he can find him, but again it's Dylan Muggleston everywhere on the park so far, who links up with his skipper Thomas Shah coming forward. Only as far as the intercept tap away by Zach Buenamasi.
Yeah, Muggleston's certainly covering a few Ks today, isn't he? He's doing well this first half.
Yeah, it's the exciting thing you see with having a Heritage Barbarian side, some new players that weren't in the tournament last year, and he's certainly one making his mark on this year's tournament. This is Javon Jones. Will want to hold the ball up if he can, because there's not a lot going forward, but Kailea just played the ball up into his own body there. There wasn't a lot going forward for Pasifika there. He was the only one with 4 Heritage Barbarians around him. This is Tamanunu McPherson coming forward with the ball. He finds his captain, Thomas Shah. It's a fortuitous bounce there for the Heritage Barbarians, and it is Charles Cleal again coming forward. A little bit of a stumble, I think, on the contest, so they will get themselves a free hit down the car park end there, the Heritage Barbarians. And that is Cleal on the ball for the Barbarians. Yeah, just a not carried 5 call there, unfortunately, for the Barbarians, as they tried to force the ball into the circle of the Pasifika men's side. So they will get a relieving free hit out of the back here with Stu Pitu. He's got Talaval. That's a pretty easy midfield post up there for Dan Scanlon. Obviously Scanlon and Pitu played a fair bit of hockey together for Midlands and at the Collegians Club in Hamilton. This is Javon Jones linking up with the goal scorer Calvin Ratabuli. And the couple of players there doing paper, scissors, rock for who wants to take the free hit.
Yeah, just
Adam Kailea still doesn't know who's won the paper, scissors, rock. And unfortunately for Adam, it's not his team.
I thought they could have a bully at one stage because the umpire didn't know whose it was either. So he got it right in the end, I think.
Yeah, I think the...
Here we go again.
As we see ball into the circle there, tapped away by Ruan Bezadenhout. Calvin Ratabuli attempting to tip one in past Ruan. It will be the Pasifika men coming forward here with Peter Falstead. He's got Sammy Hewitt just on the edge of the circle. And he's done fantastically well, Sammy Hewitt.
Yeah.
We spoke about him probably not having the touch he wanted in the first quarter, but that's a much better one for Sam.
Yeah.
He'll be pleased with that because it sets them up with another opportunity here for the penalty corner. And it's something that they were so dangerous with yesterday.
And I think even for Sam, like just having a couple run across the front of him and just, build your confidence back up again, getting that PC for your team and just working hard. So, it'll do a lot of good for the team and himself.
Yeah, it looks like Luke Aldred off the field at the moment, so it'll be Kailea on the first bracket. It's gone straight to him, and he'll go the reverse stick shot with the back of his stick. Unfortunately, Adam Kailea, it's gone past the far post anyway, but we'll be relieving free hit out for the New Zealand Heritage Barbarians through their captain Thomas Chia. Got Tamano Wanui McPherson on the ball here. If he can keep it under control, unforced error will bring Adam Kailea forward with the ball. He's got Sammy Hewitt in front of him if he can find him.
Just a bit too high there, Brad.
They want to come forward there, but they've got to earn the right. We've got Muggleston just rolling the ball back to his skipper. Nice little entry back into Muggleston. We'll see Toby Platt get the ball on the left-hand side. It's good ball movement here, making the Pasifika men work at the front. Manawinu McPherson rolls it back into Muggleston. This is good interplay here for the Barbarians if they can release something going forward. He's got unfortunate there for Bailey Collier, just unable to pull it in up the left side of the field because they had numbers going forward, the Barbarians. And is Stu Pitu back out with the ball for Pasifika. And Stu Pitu here with ball going forward. He's got Jan Peterson up the middle of the field, links up with Dan Scanlon. And that's well done by Muggleston. He finds Liam Adams coming forward, and this is Adams on the ball here. If he can keep working. Adams has Williamson in front of him. Opts the 3D route, but Stu Pitu's having no bar of that and will win himself a free hit. And easy exit now for Pitu. This is Adam Kailea coming forward with the ball. We do have a stoppage of time here by the umpires. It was Kailea just running the front row route there for the Pasifika men's team, so we will have stoppage of play.
Richard Baggs.
So we've just got a stoppage here due to some another evacuation. Unfortunately, if you joined us for the first game, we had a similar situation. So we will be back as soon as possible here with you on Sky Sport Next YouTube, on the New Zealand Heritage Hockey Facebook page, and on the FIH app for the continuation of this game. We are still 1-1 between the Pasifika men and the New Zealand Heritage Barbarians. We will see you back shortly. All right, we are back here at the Colmar Sports Centre in Papatoetoe. Apologies to all of our viewers out there on the skysportnext YouTube, New Zealand Heritage Hockey Facebook page and the FIH app watching along online. Had a minor malfunction here at the venue, but we are back with hockey between the New Zealand Pasifika men and the Heritage Barbarians. We will have about 2 minutes to play in this second quarter. Scores currently 1-1 between the sides, and for those of you who have been watching along, it's been a fantastic start to the game. Opportunities at both ends. The Pasifika men certainly having the share of possession and territory, but the Heritage Barbarians showing a real affinity to get out and go quickly when they do want to go forward. And Suresh, it's been an exciting first 25 minutes. Both teams have displayed some pretty awesome skill and ability to go forward, but it's the Pasifika men's side that have been building the most consistent play.
Look, I think they had 3 PCs so far, 3 or 4 PCs in this quarter. The one they scored off was, good variation, just good clean up in the end. But I think, they just seem to be building a lot more pressure from outside the 25, inside the Barbars half. Quick turnaround, and the Barbers were able to score. Their one shot on goal, or like one touch, and they were able to score. So
it just shows when they do go forward and they get numbers ahead of the ball with pace. We've got an exciting team here, this Barbarian side. It's the Barbarians who will get first use of the ball here through Vinny O'Connor. Umpire's just getting everything sorted for the last couple minutes of this quarter.
Yeah.
It is Dave Oakley just waiting to blow time to start the game here.
So I think he's waiting for Mr. Baggs on the sideline to give him the all clear.
We will resume play here through a free hit out of defence to Vinny O'Connor for the Heritage Barbarians. Pasifika men looking to start aggressively for this 2 minutes. I'm sure Brett Lever will have had them fired up for 2 minutes to go as hard as they can before they get a 5-minute spell. It's not often you get extra breaks like this in the middle of your game, so they'll want to use this to the best of their advantage. And we are off again with hockey, second quarter. That's Tian Byes with the ball. He's got Thomas Shah at the back. You can see the Pasifika men wanting to fire up for this 2 minutes. They got 2 minutes to get ahead on the scoreboard again. Good work there by Zaynar Yuk, and he's got Jan Peterson coming forward. The captain for the Pasifika men's team links up with Daniel Scanlon. He's got Luke Aldred and Javan Jones going forward up the right side, but it does come back through Scanlon and Aldred. And he's done well there, Luke Aldred, just getting the ball onto the elevated stick. Ball comes up into the air, and it will be penalty corner for the Pasifika men's team. Brett Lever will be stoked with the way that they've come out right from this whistle. There's a lot of players who would just work out the last 2 minutes, not Brett. He will want his team coming forward for this 2 minutes. You can see here the skill of Luke Aldred, who I mentioned in the build-up on Dylan Muggleston, and it just comes up there into traffic. So the Pasifika men's side will have the opportunity with a minute to go here in the second quarter through the penalty corner, and Luke Aldred is back on the field at the first bracket. Great save there by Ruan Bezadenhout. Luke Aldred got it away pretty well, and it was the low flick that he looked for, but good leg block there by Bezadenhout. And the Pasifika men will keep the pressure on here through Jan Peterson and Sammy Hewitt. There's another one. He's going to take it quickly there, Peterson. Transfer of attack through Zaynar Yuk. He's got Stu Pitu there in the backfield. And Julius Talaval. That's well defended by Dylan Muggleston again. We've spoken about him numerous times over this first half of hockey for the Heritage Barbarians. And Talaval opting for the resi into circle, just played away there by the Heritage Barbarians. Little last desperate play before the end of the second quarter, and that is a fast and furious 2 minutes after the forced break.
You could see what the Pasifika's intent were right from that right from the whistle, just wanted to penetrate in there, and they got a PC, and just, I think Muggleton did well there defending that, Muggleston, sorry, did well defending that little passage of play down there and just getting it out without conceding a foot or anything. So he's been playing well this half, hasn't he? Just, we mentioned his name just about every second or third play. So
yeah, as we see the replay here from that is Muggleston on the ball here, and this is the breaking play that set up their goal. Reverse stick pass, one touch, one more, and it was Moonloth that put the goal away for the Heritage Barbarians. And that was kind of probably one of two real opportunities that they had in the quarter, and they put it away, which will be pleasing. Peter Falstead shown off his 3D skills a couple of times in the attack for the Pasifika men's side, earning their penalty corners, and they've had their fair share of penalty corners, but Bezuidenhout been up to all of it. A couple of reverse stick options, that one too high. They did a similar variation on their next corner with Adam Kailea, who just picked up the back of his stick. So we are 1-1 here between the New Zealand Pasifika men and the Heritage Barbarians. It's been a fast start. We've got 2 more quarters left of hockey after this halftime break, and both coaches at the moment will be wanting to see more of the good stuff. Obviously the Pasifika men's team look really good when they keep the ball moving and they link up going forward. When they get numbers around the ball, they're good, and this Barbarian side will want to continue weathering the storm when it comes and look to break out at speed with the likes of Charles Cleal going forward, Jonathan Moonloth, Dylan Muggleston have been really good for them when they break out and play going forward. So expect more fast pace, expect more of the same in the second quarter. There's Jan Peterson playing one into Luke Aldred, who very nearly went for 2 goes at it. Like I mentioned, Bezuidenhout very good in goal for the Heritage Barbarians. There's Sammy Hewitt here that worked another penalty corner. He's done very well there for his side.
Just trying to make that just that finish, I think, Brad, it's what Brett will be asking for. There's a lot of energy, a lot of effort going into it, but just that last little 10%, I think, or 5%, just to get the pull in the goal. Just, know how it is. Especially
when you come up against somebody like Ruan Bezuidenhout in goal, who has played to a very high level, both nationally and internationally. You really have to make sure you're clinical in front of the goal, because just hitting it at him often isn't going to work, and we'll see him here. This is the corner right before the break. Where he gets nice and low, solid block save there on the leg. He's obviously done his homework on some of the exploits of Luke Aldred over yesterday's game.
Yeah, well, I think his leg was already down before he took the shot, so I think he's reading it well. And I think when you get into that, when you're seeing the ball so well, as a goalie, it just helps, especially with PCs and flicks and all the low shots that come through.
Yeah, and you can see in the Pasifika men's huddle there, Kevin Fraser going over some of the finer details and what he wants from that Pasifika men's side. Brett Lever obviously there in the black jacket as well, the head coach, but both of those guys will be expecting some improvements on the execution of what their team are trying to do. Defensively, they've been very good. There hasn't been a lot of opportunity for the Heritage Barbarians, but going forward they'll want a higher standard of pass and play. And that's what Kevin and Brett will have been asking of their teammates. And as the teams come back out here, a special shout out to Tyrone Mohi, who's just come back after 3 years in Australia. He's down in Gisborne watching along on the live stream. It's good to have you back in the country. He's played many Māori tournaments for Tairāwhiti, and fantastic to have him. He just arrived back in New Zealand yesterday, so he'll be watching along from home. Awesome to have you join us on the live stream, and for all of you watching along on the skysportnext YouTube, New Zealand Heritage Hockey Facebook page and the FIH app. Welcome. We've got second half action coming up in our first men's game of the day between the New Zealand Pasifika men in white and the Heritage Barbarians in black. Scores all level, 1-1 after a slightly interrupted first half, but not a first half without plenty of excitement and opportunities. Suresh, it'll be the Heritage Barbarians with first use of the ball here in the second half. They didn't have a lot of opportunity in the first half, but when they did, they made it work and they made it count. What do you want to see more of from their side this half?
Well, I just think you're going to see a lot more attack. And it didn't take them much to get up to the other end and score. you know, and just take their opportunities, which I think they will do. You know, at the end of the day, it's they're all young, fit players, and they'll keep rotating the bench, and it's just a matter of weathering that storm, you know, because you know Pasifika's going to be coming out hard with the likes of Jan and Patu there, just controlling the ship in the midfield and just keeping that press on inside the 25 and a half. But I think these guys can weather it for the first 5-10 minutes. I think you know, we might see a bit of an upset, but hey, you know, it's still early days. As you know, in hockey, we saw it yesterday. Game can change in 1 second, like the ladies proved by scoring a touch and, you know, going through with the shootouts, etc. So yeah.
Yeah, there's still plenty of hockey in front of both these teams, and it's going to be a tight one. Both the men's games yesterday, obviously unable to be separated after the initial 68 minutes, which is Luke Aldred here. Adam Kailea has a second shot and will earn himself a penalty corner. Luke Aldred deadly going into the circle. He's just about caught Ruan Bezadenhout out, but it's fallen to Kailea, who's had a big swing at it. And if Adam Kailea is swinging at the ball, you probably don't want to be anywhere near it. I think it has ended up hitting the body of one of the Heritage Barbarians players. And early into the quarter again, the Pasifika team will have the first crack from the set piece. There's the Pasifika men's side line up. Luke Aldred on the first bracket, Tai Wihari on the second bracket. Not a lot more than a decoy, I'd say, at second. So comes to Aldred. They've gone a little bump here for Rezi. And again, judged too high, I think, there for Luke Aldred. That's not quite as clean as it looked off the penalty corner bracket for the Pasifika team yesterday.
Yeah, it's just looking a bit messy there, Brad. Not sure what's going on with that reverse hit, but it's either on the deck, as you know, or it comes a little bit too high, which is deemed dangerous. And these rules haven't changed much in the last few years with it being backboard height. So, you know, if you can get it right, it's a great shot. But you know, that reverse hit is always a hard one to control.
Yeah, it's one of those ones I'm sure Brett Lever would prefer them just get something on target, on goal to start with, and maybe the reverse stick shot comes as a second shot or second chance opportunity. So they'll be disappointed to not bring anything away from that penalty corner. But it is still the Pasifika men with possession. Yeah, but it's picked up by Charles Cleo for the Heritage Barbarians. It's Talavau here, cutting into the middle of the field. Rolls it into the goal of Bezadenhout, and Tian Buys just gives away the free hit. Luke Aldred finds Jan Peterson on the edge of the circle, winding up, but not quite goalward after it took a deflection off a defender's stick. So will be long corner and possession to the Pasifika team. And that is Talavau. It just deemed a little too high on its way through there. Jan Peterson pleading his case, but
I think it's always a hard one to umpire, isn't it? And sometimes you get away with it, and sometimes you don't. I think so. It's just
yeah, it's one of those 50-50 calls. You just got to get back and try and do it all again. This is Thomas Shah on the ball, the captain for the Heritage Barbarians. He links up there in the midfield pass option, but excellent work by Xander Fraser. Jan Peterson, Tai Wihari's got the ball going forward. He's got Fraser inside if he can find him. Perhaps come a little bit late, but they've done well there, Pasifika men, just putting some pressure on that right hand side of the field. There's enough to earn themselves a second penalty corner, and they'll be hoping for better execution out of this one. As we see this replay, it was Peterson just throws the ball. If we had got that to Fraser quickly, I think it could have been a little more, but they still do enough here. And lifted ball up onto Xander Fraser will give away the penalty corner from Vinnie O'Connor. You can see here they'll want to get this one right. Some of their penalty corners haven't looked as sharp as they did yesterday. It'll be Peter Falstead to pull the ball out. And they do have both their flickers on now, which means there's Kylia and Aldred at the top. Great save here again by Bezuidenhout. Probably a little too central for Aldred's liking. He's usually a pretty good exponent of hitting the sides of the insides of the goal there, but just straight down the line is a regulation one for a goalkeeper like Bezuidenhout. Peter Falstead with the big ball through the middle, just misses on the near side of the goal, not really creating an option for Wihare, but the Barbarians will come out here with a free hit. And that's great work there. Wihare's got a shot. Saved there by Bezuidenhout, not clear. Another save. And it is the stick challenge there from the Heritage Barbarians that will concede another penalty corner. Fantastic work and goal there, Suresh, by
he's been
Ruan.
Yep, he's done well. A few quick shots in a row there, and like any goalie would, if you do a few shots in a row, you've got to adjust your pads just to calm the nerves a bit, and you've got a PC, so just settle the ship, get your boys back in order. So it's no, he's done well. He's been a wall today, so
yeah, he will have been disappointed yesterday in not securing the victory for his team in regulation, so wanted to put an improved performance on today, and he's doing all of that so far. It's not certainly not what Brett Lever will have drawn up, but a misdrag, and it comes to Xander Fraser on the forestick, and he finds Jan Peterson out in front of the outstretched Ryan Bezuidenhout, and it's a little bit of a bobbly one, but they all count for the same as we see the replay. They've tried for the late shift here, and I don't know if Falstead quite got the right memo, because it's come to Xander Fraser here, and he's just tried the little lifted one, and it's got past the stick there of Bezuidenhout, and he'll be gutted after the good work to originally make the two saves for Heritage Barbarian. And Pasifika come forward again with Javan Jones. He's been good today going forward, and it's Calvin Ratabuli, the first goal scorer for Pasifika men's, links up with skipper Jan Peterson. And just past the stick there of Tai Wihare, who was in a lot of space on the right hand side of the circle.
I just think Pasifika seem to be able to settle the ship. Like they will be hot on press, but once it gets into Jan, once Jan gets the ball, he just seems to be able to settle it down a bit, get that structure back. Here we go, an opportunity.
Yeah, Vinny O'Connor does well there under the challenge of Calvin Ratabuli. They're lucky there to get away with one, the Heritage Barbarians, after a pretty cheap turnover. And this is an opportunity here, 2-on-1 if they can find it. Dylan Platt. Apologies, not Dylan Platt there. That was Will Lacey throwing the ball ahead to PT. Pratitambo just unable to pull it in, a little too far ahead of him there. He'd perhaps been hoping that was Charles Cleal on the other side with all the gas. But Stu Pitu through Julius Talavau able to work out of the back. He's got Xander Fraser on the inside if he wants it. But the shape of the press looking good here for the Heritage Barbarians. Talavau working his way into a little bit of a corner. And he's done well enough just to keep possession with the sideline hit. Julius Talavau. Out to Stu Pitu, who just burns his way past the progressing striker, and he finds Zach Buenamasi on the other side of the field with Luke Aldred in front of him. He's got his eyes up. I think that's Javan Jones going for a bit of a leap there for a touch in the middle of the circle. I'm not sure how it got through there, but
it just went right over. I think it was a bit of a flick over the top.
Yeah, unfortunately there, Caleb Williamson just coming in a little too hot at Julius Talavau. This is Xander Fraser on the ball. We're midway through the third quarter here, and
an opportunity.
Calvin Ratabuli linking up with Adrian Smith, who Just took his eyes off the receipt there. Unfortunately, I think he was looking for his next move before picking up the ball. He'll be disappointed in that. Adrian Smith, very high quality player, plays his hockey out of Christchurch. This little bouncy one comes through to halfway, and Xander Fraser will pick the ball up. He's got Zach Buenamasi. And as they have so often this tournament, just happy to roll the ball out to the back. Stu Pidu very calm at the back. He's got Talavau and Buenamasi. Pidu just showing off some of his ball bouncing skills. Not able to link up there. Was the touch pass from Daniel Scanlon. It'll be Toby Platt to come out of the back here for Heritage Barbarians. He's got Thomas Shah. He's captaining the side again. He's got his eyes up looking.
He's been good today, Shah, the captain, hasn't he? He's just been steady at the back there.
Yeah, he's had a fair bit of work to do. Obviously, this Pasifika team coming down often, and he has been good. Between him and Bezadenhout, I think they've made sure that the scoreline is a lot lower than perhaps it could be. And here is Aldred coming forward with the ball, and this is Muggleston. He's dangerous here. He's got the ball going forward. He's got one ahead. He's got a ton of pace. He just pushes one wide. That is Dylan Muggleston, who's been phenomenal today. He was the day one player of the day for the men's side of the tournament, and putting his case forward for 2 in a row. So Adrian Smith just coming back onto the ball. He links up with Peter Felsted and just rolls it onto the foot there of Liam Adams, who can't get out of the way. Stupid at the back, he finds Luke Aldred. Just a little error there. This is Muggleston again coming forward. Xander Fraser tries to break it up. Yeah, just breaks down there with a little bit of poor execution, unfortunately, from Caleb Williamson for the Heritage Barbarian side.
Yeah, I don't think that was too close to Pitu's head, but, you know, when you just throw your hands up, and I'm sure it seems a lot worse.
Anything's close enough if you make it look that way.
Yeah.
Stu.
It's just a bit of a back and forth battle in the midfield at the moment, isn't it, Brad?
Yeah, the game's starting to spread out, and we can see both teams with players right up and down the field, which means there are some spaces here, but just the last pass like that one, not quite sticking. Xander Fraser will get a free hit. Vinny O'Connor didn't want to know about it. Peter Felsted's got a player in front, and Calvin Ratabuli, if he can find him. He's got the 3D skills if he wants to use them. But again, I don't even think I need to mention who that was, clearing the ball out.
Nice and safe, just in the right place, right time.
Yeah, had a little tangle up there. Dan Scanlon's got Javan Jones and Adam Kylea ahead of him. That's a great bit of defensive work there by Tian Byes for the Heritage Barbarians. And it will pull Thomas Shah, the captain, back onto the ball. Pasifika men will come forward here through Zach Buenamasi. He's got Stupa to the safe option out the back, who's got Julius Talavau. It is Pitu composed at the back. Barbarians just creeping up the field a little bit, trying to put some pressure on this, but Talavau does well enough to keep possession. Xander Fraser's fallen out to the back there just to steady them up a little bit, give them another number. This ball into Scanlon, back out to Pitu. Other side to Fraser.
I think Talavau's pushed up a bit there.
He's got Talavau outside him, but Caleb Williamson with the little touch intercept away. And with just 2.5 minutes left in this quarter, Suresh, it's the Pasifika men who did poke their nose ahead. 2-1.
I think they'll be going for this push again, you know, like they've done in the last couple of quarters, is just unless they get a turnover.
It's a big 2 minutes here either way. I think both teams will think this period in the game, 2 minutes before and after this third quarter break, is going to be really important as Kylea Tries to link up with Jones.
Oh, he's done well,
He's
isn't
still
he?
got the ball there. Good physical play by Adam Kailea. He's looking for the foot, and he's done fantastically well to roll it onto the boot there of Thomas Shah. You can just see good physical presence on the ball through to Kailea. As we see the replay here is a little bit scrappy, but Kailea makes the most here of just keeping determined, keeping the ball close to his stick and working hard, and he composed there. Rolls the ball onto the foot, and he will earn Pasifika men another penalty corner.
I think that's been one of their strengths is you know, their presence over the ball. Like the Pasifika team, you know, just the way they carry it and just being a lot stronger, low and hard on the ball, and just not letting it get taken off them cheaply. You know, so I think that they're earning themselves PCs.
And that is a incredibly unfortunate one there for the Heritage Barbarian men's team. I was just about to say that the Pasifika men have made an absolute breakfast out of that penalty corner, and somehow it's the one that goes in. As we see the replay here, they only had one flicker but two trappers, and it came to nowhere in between, and it's Scanlon who just bounces one and up off the stick. Beats Besadenhout into the goal, and just come last off the stick of Toby Platt, and unfortunately beats the goalkeeper into goal. So we'll go 3 up to the Pasifika men's team. So the Heritage Barbarians are going to have to push here if they want to get any closer before the break. There is just a matter of seconds before the break. And Suresh, we talked about how important that 2 minutes before a break and 2 minutes after is going to be, and Pasifika made the most of that.
Yeah, when we knew that they're going to do that push, like they've done in the last couple of quarters already. You know, that big push into the quarter.
Yeah, it seems like a ploy there by their coaching staff, riding waves of momentum, and they know how important like I say, a period of 3 minutes like that or so can really change a game if they can go from 2-1 up to 3-1 up, and now the team talk for the Barbarians changes a fair bit than it may have 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, well, it just adds that little bit of energy into a team, as you know. You just come off with a goal, and you just got that little bit of energy, which will flow through. But I think looking at the PCs, like, you know, watching them warm up today, the PCs were good. You know, the trap was on and the flick was on, but it's just not clicking today in the game situation, Brad.
Yeah, as we see a bit of replay here from that third quarter, they had plenty of opportunity at the penalty corner, and you're right, Suresh, it wasn't as smooth as it was looking yesterday or in the warm-up. Things just a little clunky here, and there's another one that was judged too high on the reverse stick. They've had 3 of those attempts across the game, none of them being deemed legal. Julius Talaval there just throwing one into the mixer, and yeah, the penalty corner hasn't been great, but they've found ways to continue putting goals on the board. So as unpleased as they may be about their penalty corner execution, it's fortunate in knowing that that's not the only way that they can score. So
yeah, they have had a couple of field goals, haven't they? It's just all from broken play. So.
Yeah. And it's often those scrappy, bouncy goals where you can find yourself on the wrong end of them and wondering how on earth you lost the game. So they'll be pleased that they're at least falling their way, and you make your own luck in this game as we come back out for fourth quarter hockey between the Pasifika men and the New Zealand Heritage Barbarians. Score 3-1 through a late penalty corner breakdown follow-up goal to the Pasifika men. Put them up 3-1, and it's going to take a big effort here from the Heritage Barbarians, but as we saw yesterday, if they can get down and get penalty corner, Dylan Muggleston is lethal from the corner. They haven't had the opportunity yet to show it.
We saw that yesterday, didn't we? What was it, 3 he got, or
he had
2 or 3?
3 off corners
against the Indians there, which was it Indians they played?
Yep.
Yes, it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so they've definitely got it in them. It's just getting down that end of the field through this really well-structured shape of the Pasifika men's side, and when you've got Pitu and Fraser and Scanlon all working hard, as we see Jan Peterson with ball coming forward. They'll win themselves a free hit just outside the circle edge there. And Scanlon finds Tai Wihari. He's got Jan Peterson. You don't want to let him wind up. He's disappointed in that one. You can hear Jan Peterson on the field. Ooh, and that came in extremely hot.
Yeah, just misjudged his timing there on the run. And I think, is that Tolival he's caught there?
Yeah, Tolival may have just worn a limb or a stick potentially to the side of the face. Fortunately, no blood.
Yeah, must have jumped pretty high because Tolival's not a little guy, is he? You know?
Yeah, I think that was
yeah, it's good sportsmanship.
PT there, good sportsmanship. Yeah. It's a tough one on those 50-50 balls when you are down 3-1 on the scoreboard and you want to make every step work and you want to try and get every intercept you can. I think there was certainly any malice in it. Just an effort play. Xander Fraser, ball at the back for the Pasifika men's side. And that is a fantastic push forward there by Zaina Ayuk. Just miscues Dan Scanlon. Here's where the Heritage Barbarians are dangerous. That is Muggleston putting pressure on Xander Fraser. Xander showing his experience there, just allowing the ball to roll over the sideline. Knew Muggleston was chasing. If he could block a body line, he wasn't going to get to it. So Pasifika men happy just to walk their way out to this free hit. Heritage Barbarians up in full press here. They're going to need to make something of this final quarter, and it's a good overhead there by Zain Ayuk, but brought down by Thomas Shah. Great read by Xander Fraser there for the Pasifika men's side. He's got Dan Scanlon in the middle of the field. He finds Peter Falstead on the right side. And Kai Lear doing his best Ronaldo impression.
Yes.
Just kicks it up there with the boot. Unfortunate for Adam because they had an opportunity to go forward there, but
there's a good passage there from Pasifika. Just some nice hard flat passes. Just oh wow.
Joanne Jones has been turned. He showed his hand a little early, and it's a forehand drag there by Vinny O'Connor. But the Pasifika men have covered it up well. Stu Pitu's worked out here with Tai Wihari, who's got Vinny O'Connor on him. It's O'Connor and McLaughlin, and O'Connor does well there. Links up with PT. PT's coming forward with the ball. And he's done well there to roll it on the foot of Julius Talival. Great effort play there by Vinny O'Connor, who, along with Lloyd McLaughlin, affected the turnover just outside the 25-yard line. And as we see the replay here, this is the turnover by O'Connor. He comes forward with intent, finds PT cutting across the edge of the circle, and he does well enough just to roll it onto the foot of Talival. So this is the penalty corner we talked about. It was Muggleston yesterday for 3. He is set up on the first bracket. We've got O'Connor on the second.
I think he went 3 times down that glove side of the goalie yesterday, so let's see what he does today.
Hopefully Callum Grassick's done his work. It's a right-hand save if that's where it goes. Oh, unfortunate for the Barbarians and no backup, but they've made something of it here.
Unfortunate.
Good initial save there by Callum Grassick, but it's just rolled straight back into his own defender's foot. You know, when you're trailing a game 3-1, your execution has to be good. You can't let penalty corners like that go amiss. They've made something of it, but would much prefer the option they wanted.
Yes, exactly. Just we know what he can do, and they're just hopefully they're not overthinking things. Just
Yep. So it will be Muggleston on the first bracket, O'Connor on the second. And there it is. There's Dylan Muggleston again. They needed that one, so 3-2 does get them within striking distance with this 13 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. By no means are we finished, and we saw some hockey go right down to the wire as we see the replay here. It is Muggleston on the first bracket, trapped by McLaughlin. Took a stick on its way through, and look.
The goalie stick was that, Brad?
Yep, that's down that right stick side again.
Yep.
And here we go, Jan Peterson wanting to make amends for that relatively quickly. He's got ball going forward. Luke Aldred's going to attack that same baseline. And they will come out here, the Barbarians. It's a good pick tackle there by Zane Ayuk, and he's done well twice. He links back up with Jan Peterson. And we go end to end just like that.
I think that's just the experience of Jan, isn't it? You know, just being able to know what to do in that situation, get it onto the foot.
Absolutely, and Jan has played to the highest level, obviously played for New Zealand. He's represented the New Zealand Defence Force for a number of years, played high-level hockey right through North Harbour, and it's awesome to see him out here still playing at an incredible level. Jan Peterson, I remember coming up against him a couple of times for the New Zealand Defence Force, and that's not a man you want to get into a physical battle with. It's a ball hard and it stays hit when he does hit it, so also very smart and very experienced on his attack. So Pasifika with an opportunity here to restore their 2-goal lead through Aldred. Again, Bezuidenhout has been equal to most of the penalty corner exploit here of Luke Aldred. They finally got a bit sharper one away. Well saved, but just comes in up off the boot of Bezuidenhout into a crowded circle. So they will get a second one here. It's still Aldred on 1. They've got Kylea on 2. That's Aldred has Felstead. And it's a great tackle there by Vinny O'Connor.
Defended well, wasn't it? Just
you could hear through the audio there. We got good mics down there. Just the defenders not wanting to foul. Luke Aldred just crabbing his way along the edge of the inside of the circle there, but defenders have done really well there, and Vinny O'Connor and Thomas Shah not to give away a cheap penalty corner, which is what the Pasifika team will have been looking for. But they recycle the ball back out as they have done so often through Pitu, Talavau, Ayuk. Talavau looks to get on the outside of Lloyd McLaughlin. He's done well here.
It's coming into the last 10, Brad, so still plenty of hockey in it, right?
Yeah, it's just a 1-goal lead here for Pasifika. Obviously the penalty corner goal to Dylan Muggleston's tightened things right back up again. Pasifika men did enjoy a 2-goal lead, but it's just been cut down to 1. And this Heritage Barbarians side are condensing the middle of the field, trying to cut off option for Stu Pitu. He does throw a bouncy one through there, and they will keep possession through a long corner. The Heritage Barbarians, they've got Dan Scanlon on the ball here. He's got an entry in. And it's Luke Aldred with the touch. They're just going to have a quick conversation about the price of petrol here, the guys in pink. Pasifika are claiming the goal, and they're sounding pretty happy about it. Dan Burt and David Oakley will just go and have a quick discussion about what may or may not have been an indiscretion before the goal.
So one team runs to halfway and one gets set up for a 16. That's usually the way it goes, Brad.
Yep. Yep, and from where I think David Oakley's running to, I would say that probably is a goal, and that's confirmed there by Dan Burt. So we will lead restored to 2 goals for the Pasifika men. Here's Luke Aldred again, who
I don't even see
found
what
a way.
happened there, Brad, to be honest. It happened so quick.
Yeah, just a little baseline deflection. This is Adrian Smith now with an intercept. He's got numbers ahead if he can find Scanlon and Ratabuli. Good save there by Ruan Bezuidenhout. Stick save on the shot of Scanlon. Javon Jones trying to link up. Will only get as far as the edge of the circle where the Heritage Barbarians give away a free hit. They'll be disappointed to concede that goal after working so hard to get back within 1. Xander Fraser now has the opportunity to come forward. He links up with Scanlon. Scanlon with a rapid upright reverse shot. Goes awry. Not on goal, but it's quick.
Just not sure where he picked that one out of. It's a bloody awesome shot with no room to move.
Heritage Barbarians still looking to come forward. Just unable to pick the receipt up there. And again, Pasifika team, when they know that the numbers aren't right, happy to just come out to the back, reset their shape. This is Stu Pitu turning on the ball. His outside defender's doing a good job to reposition. He just turns Will Lacey around there, and then links up with Talavau, who's got Charles Cleo running down with him.
Charles ran the other way, inside line, I think. And
yeah, you could tell Charles Cleo there didn't really think he had that free hit advantage. He runs a lot faster than that when he does. It's Bailey Collier with a good little bit of work on Calvin Ratabuli and Luke Aldred. He finds Vinny O'Connor coming forward. That's a great pick tackle by Xander Fraser, showing his skill and a nice movement of the ball, linking up with Daniel Scanlon for Pasifika. He's looking on the reverse for Sam Hewitt. Good on ball pressure there by Tom Shah. Will stop the ball going anywhere near the goal for Sammy Hewitt. Pasifika men will stay in attacking possession through the long corner of Xander Fraser. And we're coming up to the 6-minute mark remaining here. It's Calvin Ratabuli just unable to pull it under control, but he's worked well there. Unfortunately, a pretty average tackle from Toby Platt gives away the free hit, so it will be Ratabuli. And Buenamasi on the other side of the field finds himself in some space. Rolls it into Xander Fraser, who very calm. Back out to Pitu. This is Fraser again. Just playing the controlled game. They are up 2 goals here with a little over 5 minutes to play in the game. It's risk and reward hockey here for the Pasifika men's team, and at some point these Heritage Barbarians are going to have to come forward. They won't be able to just sit and let the Pasifika men's team continue rolling the ball over distance. So,
well, I think you've seen with the Barbars team that they've certainly got the players that can do it. You know, they can change the game just like that. All they need is another PC or just just a nice little touch like their first goal was. Brad, it's just can change the game.
Yeah, it's good work there by Calvin Ratabuli just to run Toby Platt out of space there and win the ball back for his team. Pasifika men's side just happy controlling the ball around the back, keeping periods of possession. It's Zain Ayuk there. So here come the Heritage Barbarians. They've got a little over 4 minutes if they're going to do it here. This is Timanui McPherson with the ball. He's got Tian Byes with him. And they can come forward here. Reach tackle by Javan Jones will just slow that possession down, and McPherson on the ball. There's Toby Platt repositioning out the back for him. Thomas Shah on the far side of the field. They've got Muggleston in the middle, but he's got Kylea on his back and turns well at pace. And it's Jan Peterson who's got a lovely strong tackle there. Just tips the ball to Ratabuli, one of the goal scorers for Pasifika. He's done very, very well there. Unfortunately, the free hit was given outside the circle, so it won't be a penalty corner, but it is Adam Kylea here with the ball, turning inside. And it's off the stick there of Luke Aldred over the back line.
He did well down that side there, didn't he? He did really well controlling that ball, but just couldn't find the foot.
Charles Cleel doing his best request for a free hit, but that one's going to go to Zain Ayuk for the Pasifika men's side. And it's Pitu at the back. He's got Buenamasi on the left-hand side of the field over in front of the dugouts there. And nice entry to Scanlon, who looks forward. Yeah, classic tangle up. Luke Aldred again.
Oh, he's done well again, the goalie.
Yeah, Bezuidenhout been equal to a lot of the challenge today, and there's been a lot of it. And this is Ayuk. Dispossessed there by Charles Cleel, who just can't hang on to the 3D skill. And a real feature of the Pasifika men's game, their ability to reset shape. Stu Pitu here, calm under the ball, rolls it onto Cleel's foot, and Xander Fraser will just get a reset out the back. They know they've got just under 2.5 minutes left to weather this storm. And it's nearly through there for Bunamasi up to Aldred. But they've turned the ball over in the right area of the field if they are going to turn it over, and they're going to try and put a high press on here with Jan Peterson getting right up on the 5. He won't give an inch up for free. Muggleston only gets it as far as Scanlon, and he's got Adam Kylea with the right-hand dribble and the left-hand fend.
Yep.
Coming through the middle of the park, and it's Scanlon on the ball. Muggleston's done well there. One blade of grass between him and the inside of the circle, but it's enough. Pasifika men still pushing forward here. Over the back line, no touch will be relief for the Heritage Barbarians. It's a minute and a half, and you can hear both Stu Pitu and the goalkeeper, Callum Grassick, just making sure they're all on the same page. They don't want to leak anything unnecessary here with Tian Byes on the ball for Barbarians. And this is Dylan Muggleston coming forward. Nice little 3D flip over the stick. He's got his eyes up. And that's Stu Pitu and Xander Fraser, who have been phenomenal in the middle of the field for Pasifika men. Just tidying up.
I think he's had a quieter quarter, hasn't he, Brad? Like, apart from that goal, he's just had, maybe hasn't seen as much ball as he'd like.
Yeah, they've really switched on to his abilities, and this is the Heritage Barbarians here. Yeah, a little bit of comms there between the two umpires. I think David Oakley was probably unsighted to what actually happened, but it did come up off the stick of the goalkeeper, and I think they actually hit Lloyd McLaughlin in the body there for the Heritage Barbarians. And as we see the replay here, it was Muggleston who just released the ball forward there. It's this nice baseline entry that just bounced up off the stick, and yeah, you can see in front of the goal there.
Yeah.
Hit McLaughlin, and it's enough for a penalty corner. It's probably too little too late, I would say, as the clock winds down, but they'll want to finish strong here. The Barbarians, with games so tight, goal difference could come into play. Oh no, it's a temporary brain fade for Zaina Ayuk, who I think thought the game was probably over after that, and went to grab the ball on its way out. It has...
it happens, doesn't it? It happens. Yeah. He's probably thinking the game's over, and...
yeah, I think he was trying to grab the rebound and put up a second shot from three-point land. Maybe Zaina
slam
Ayuk.
dunk it or something, yeah.
It's a great flick here by Muggleston. Just hits the bottom side of the post and rockets back up. And Zaina Ayuk just, wanting to catch the bomb.
Wow.
And that one will spell the end of the game. A sigh of relief there by Zaina Ayuk, who forced his team into an extra save on the line there. But that one's just been pushed wide by Dylan Muggleston, and has a cracking game there, Suresh. It's a 2-goal advantage in the end for Pasifika, 4-2 over the Heritage Barbarians, but fast, furious, and a good game of hockey.
Yeah, well, I think the Pasifika, as you'd notice, like with the way the goalkeeper was playing today, like they really had to work for their 4 goals. You know, they weren't just like in this whole tournament, none of the goals have been soft, but you know what I mean. They really worked hard and did well to come away with that win, I thought. Yeah,
both goalkeepers did fantastic jobs and really made the opposition work for, considering we still had 6 goals. Exciting games of hockey, and we had penalty corners both ends there, and a lot of opportunity as we see some of the highlights here. This is one that was the Heritage Barbarians coming forward at pace through the ball, and this one was a penalty corner onto the foot there of Julius Talaval, which crept the Heritage Barbarians just that one little bit closer after their second penalty corner on this entry, which come back onto the leg again of Talaval for Pasifika. It was 3-1 at this stage, and this penalty corner executed by Dylan Muggleston, who had 3 yesterday. Down the narrow side, I think over the head of Ayuk and past the stick of Grassick, put them to 3-2, and it really tightened things up, but the Pasifika men did continue to work their way forward with the ball, earned themselves penalty corners, and it wasn't long after that goal to the Heritage Barbarian men that Pasifika men executed their 4th goal and did restore that lead. Penalty corner looked a little clunky at times for the Pasifika men. They had plenty of opportunity for it, but there was some follow-up work that made it happen, and it was this ball here by Dan Scanlon down onto the baseline, just tipped in by Luke Aldred there over Ruan Bezuidenhout, just bounced its way into the goal, which, like I said, restored that 4-2 lead. And from there, both teams has tried as much as they could, just couldn't get anything further in the back of the goal. I thought Ruan Bezuidenhout in goal for the Heritage Barbarians played really well. Obviously Dylan Muggleston had periods of the game where he stamped his mark on the game, but it was also their captain Thomas Shah who was strong at the back despite all of the work that their team had to do. And this was one of the last corners to the crossbar, and good catch there. I think he's going for the mark.
Well, I think he was just going for safety. He didn't want any of the players to get hurt, knowing the last game of the play, and it was up around head height, so a sensible play there.
Yeah, fortunately for he and his team that nothing came of the second penalty corner, but that did spell the end of the game between the New Zealand Pasifika men and the Heritage Barbarians. Both teams will play games tomorrow, and we have one final game coming up now at 4 o'clock between the New Zealand Indian men and the New Zealand Māori men, which is sure to be an absolute cracker. For those of you on Sky Sport Next YouTube, New Zealand Heritage Hockey Facebook page and the FIH app, thank you for joining us for this game, and we will see you again at 4 o'clock.